like to introduce Ms. Esther Kioni, Senior Director, Internet Society, Kenya. And I can tell you the topic is very, very simple. It's been very aptly written. The internet as an opportunity for all, let us protect it. Over to you, Esther. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rakesh. My name is Esther Kioni. I work for the Internet Society, and I'm speaking out of Nairobi in Kenya. Listening to all of the presentations that have been made before mine is quite enriching, and I'm going to pivot my presentation on that. I am not from academia, but I'm leading the training and e-learning arm of the Internet Society. Just looking a little bit into the past, because this might be new. What is the Internet Society about? The Internet Society was founded in 1992 by the early Internet pioneers, and we have two gentlemen, Vince Saab and Bob Kahn, who we refer to as the fathers of the Internet. Our vision as the Internet Society is that the Internet is for everyone. The vision drives everything we do, and our mission is the Internet supports, or rather we support and promote the development of the Internet as a global technical infrastructure, a resource to enrich people's lives, and a force for good. The most critical part of what we do is the people. Can you imagine without the Internet today? We would not even be speaking to each other. We would be creating a lot of carbon, whatever footprint, increasing it, flying across the continent. But all the people who have been here, that has been reduced to zero. In addition, think about all the benefits you are having from the Internet. And imagine if the Internet was cut off or does not exist as it is from today. Our global presence is truly global. We are in all those places that you can see across the world, especially in the form of chapters. Our community includes 88 organization members, 120 chapters, 5 special interest groups, and over 100,000 individual members across 230 territories worldwide. At the Internet Society, we believe in a world where the Internet means opportunity, and we care deeply about its future. So what do? At the Internet Society, we work to make the Internet stronger. And I can tell you the Internet needs help. It has critical properties that we promote, and I will come to that because we also train. It has critical properties, and it has to be there for everyone. Other than making it stronger, we also work to make it grow, increasing the availability of the Internet and the opportunities that it offers to many more people. And definitely not just making the gadgets and the technologies available, but also empowering the people, engaging them, giving them skills such that the entire community is strengthened. There's a way that we want the Internet to work, and there is a way that the Internet works. In this, we have very simple and very complex aspects of the Internet. The Internet way of networking should include an accessible infrastructure with a common protocol. The Internet way of networking should be an open architecture of interoperable and reusable building blocks. It should be decentralized in management with a single distribution routing system. It should have common global identifiers and a technology-neutral general purpose network. That is how the Internet should be like. How do we want it to be? We have 4 digits that we give it, OGST. We want an Internet that is open in that it allows people and organizations to mix. We want an Internet that is globally connected and inclusive. We want an Internet that is secure and resistant to attacks. We want an Internet that is trustworthy that meets the expectations of the users who use it. Together with our global community, we extend the internet's reach and protect its long-term well-being through growing it, strengthening it, and reshaping it for the future. Through growing, we help provide reliable, affordable internet access to those who need it the most. In strengthening it, the world relies on a secure, trustworthy internet. So we strengthen it to make sure that that happens. And for the future of the internet, we are looking for programs that are designed to give tools that will make us succeed and even future generations succeed. So our programs will include expansion of knowledge, equipping the communities with knowledge and skills, competencies to grow as internet leaders and internet defenders, to accelerate the careers of many young people in the internet field, to give access to today's leading internet thinkers and organizations, and also to enable the community to lead projects that give hands-on experience while advancing a global internet that has the 4 pillars that I mentioned before. So what are we facing as people who are working at the forefront of the internet? I want to tell you today, with all the presentations that have been made, and I really like it, that I'm bringing a different vibe into these discussions from what has been going on. And what has been going on is truly exciting. Bear in mind, the internet faces increasing threats with the slides that have presented before. Threats that speak to the internet not being global, threats that speak to the internet having shutdowns, threats that speak to the internet being fragmented, threats that speak to the internet with routing insecurity. Many companies, organizations, institutions also are facing difficulties in finding skilled employees for the internet and the technologies surrounding the internet to grow it, to strengthen it, and to keep it thriving. And this is where I want to bring in my energy, because we are talking about a skills gap. We are talking about unemployment. There is this other big industry called the internet. It needs skills. It has very many opportunities for employment. And colleagues, I just want to say that most of the times when we have spoken in regard to geographical dispositions. We've talked about India. We've talked about Kenya. We've talked about South Africa. We've talked about Uganda, Namibia. We've talked about countries with geographical borders, but we no longer have those borders in the internet. And even my predecessor, John Ochner, I was just thinking to myself, what if we broke the boundaries of South Africa? What if we broke the boundaries of the continent Africa and India? And we said that the globe is our audience, our jobs. We should be looking for jobs globally. But before we go out to look for jobs globally, we must be skilled to be global citizens, such that we can work from where we are without having to move, because the internet for me means that I have no boundaries. So at the Internet Society and in the area where I lead, our learning at Internet Society courses, we offer practical training to help professionals upskill for more effective and for jobs that are at a global level, and especially in the internet ecosystem. Where we are, we have up to 17 courses in 3 different languages. Some of them are in 4 languages. And in total, we offer 54 courses on an ongoing basis. And annually, we are meeting a target of more than 13,000 learners from across the world in English, Spanish, French, and also Arabic. At the moment, we are even offering courses in Portuguese, in Cabo Verde, in Western Africa. And what we have seen is that when the people are empowered in a community, last year we offered courses in Pakistan, in Urdu. This year we have offered courses in Nepal, Mount Everest, in the local languages. As long as people have the necessary skills that speak to the needs in the communities, that speak to the needs in the industries, even the language does not matter, in the sense that you understand and you have an opportunity to share, to teach, to propagate, to use your skills in the communities where you are. In our training, I want to move away from the discussion that we've been having, which I have said. I underscore it as a very, very important discussion, and it was very interesting. These are trainings that we conduct from where I am, from Nairobi, with colleagues in Bolivia, in Mexico, in Italy, in Morocco, and where else? And yes, in other parts, and also from Geneva. A team where we train people in Africa, we train them in Morocco, we train them in Pakistan, in every part of the world. And how do we do this? There is an online platform that we use, but for certain courses, they have to go through a boot camp where they have to pull wires. How do you tell somebody that they can claim an RJ45 and connect one network to another theoretically? And I concur with my predecessor, John Ochner. It's a time you feel like saying, stop it, stop teaching, stop, what are you teaching? We can no longer tell our graduates so many theories which do not have practical skills. The world is no longer looking for those who know. It's looking for those who can do. Google knows everything. Google knows everything. I can fly a rocket from here through Google. But the question is, what can our graduates do? It's no longer what do they know. After the hands-on training, they go through online courses, interact with content, and then they have online skills, they acquire the skills, and after that, we have to give them an industry practice. Because when they go out to industry, they pull those cables, they connect things. Can you see the photo at the bottom? I really love it because this is a senior citizen working with a very young person, and you can imagine the amount of skills and knowledge that is being transferred to that young person. And when they come back and we have a meeting, they also tell us, we were asked to splice fiber, and that is not in the curriculum. So what do? We go back to our curriculum and we ensure there is a unit on fiber splicing. So we are saying that when these graduates are complete the training, I can tell you in 2022, we did this with the first batch of pilots, 25 learners, and when they completed, 20 of them had jobs immediately. Within the same 2 months, 20 of them had jobs, 80% employment rate. And for those that went in for internships, a lot of employers said, let them stay. I want to stay with them. Why? Because they can do, and they are bringing value to the organization. Not just picking salaries, they are adding value to the industries, to the organizations they go to. Our training is not just in the 17 courses. We also offer and bundle up training into tracks so that there is a deeper knowledge acknowledgement. We have tracks, network operations specialists, tracks that talk to policy advocacy, especially because of what I said, the internet is at the threat. And some of the threats relate to legislation, to regulation, and to policies that are coming up with governments. So we also need advocates in places where they can say that is not the right, the correct legislation to have for the safety, for the expansion, for the global internet. That is going to work against the security of the internet. That is going to counter the encryption requirements of the internet. So we have groups of courses from the ones I presented to train also government officials, online safety, and we are looking increasingly for those who can be defenders of the internet defense champions. And we do have an alumni that speaks to that. We need everyone to defend the internet, and we need skilled people in internet skills to sustain our advocacy and education efforts, to collaborate with the Internet Society members, so that the internet is not only supporting all of us, but it has a lot of careers. It has numerous employment opportunities, especially when trying to grow it and to strengthen it, including giving people opportunities to leverage and impact on the economies, community centers, training, e-marketing. There is so much that you can do. The internet is the biggest employer at the moment. Partnerships are critical. From where we sit, we cannot train everybody, and we are looking for partnerships in the form of universities. The courses we offer are not academia. We cannot compete. We offer courses at the professional level. The courses we offer are professional for the learners to ensure that they have skills. And I am from academia. I appreciate what academia is doing, and they should do it better in a different way. But academia has its place. We are offering professional courses to bridge the gap. We talked about bridging gaps, to bridge the gap between academia and industry. What is missing in between, and what are the skills that are required? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Esther. I really enjoyed the conversation on internet advocacy, and I think I see the noble thought behind the whole connectivity, internet, and making sure the information which flows on internet is accessible to everyone. Nobody has a monopolistic control on internet. It should be open. But I just want to pick up your thoughts on this from my side. But if you look at, there's more and more control which is being which you can see through on internet by big companies across the world, in terms of controlling data, in terms of controlling, and that's the reason why you look at now, the governments are now saying that no, there are these privacy. For example, in South Africa, we got POPI Act. You can't share information, you can't access information. So as an advocate to open internet, how do you see this entire game unfolding in the next couple of years? Do you think it's going to be more controlled, or you think it's going to be more open for people to access and share information? Or you think it's going to be highly regulated, as it seems to be now in our eyes? What's your thought on that?
Thank you very much, Rakesh, for that question. I would first say that everything that we do at the Internet Society is about defending the internet so that it remains open, global, secure, and trustworthy. However, when it comes to data, we have different data privacy policies. Every region is having its own GDPR. When you go to the LAC region, you have another one. When you go to the Americas, you have. And that is important, because you also know what data is about. When John was making the presentation, I did read below there a disclaimer that you cannot circulate, you cannot share, you cannot do all of that. And that's how you feel, including your phone number. Rakesh, if you give me your phone number and I give it to Angela, you will ask Angela, where did you get my phone number? And you say, Esther gave it to me. So
that's an exception. That's an exception. I'm saying that's an exception. You can give it to Angela.
I know, but you will ask me, who told you to give Angela my number? So even when we share people's phone numbers, we ask for permission. So my take is that in terms of data regulation, we have to get into it as part of the internet. It is important, sharing of data, security of data, because that increases the trustworthiness of the internet. If you think the internet is not trustworthy, you will also not want to use it as you should use it. But in terms of regulation and capping and defragmentation, that is where we have to come in as defenders of the internet and not encourage it. Otherwise, this liberty that we are having I've been listening to this the whole day since I woke up. This liberty, our children will not have it. Our grandchildren will not have it. So the internet is something else we must preserve, like the ice on the mountains, like the oceans, to make them clean. Let us come together, defend and protect the internet from those who are trying to control it, to regulate it, because it should remain as a common opportunity, a global opportunity for everyone. I don't know whether I answered you, Rakesh.
Thank you, Esther. No, I mean, you did that. Thank you so very much for your thoughts and thank you for your presentation, Esther. And we soon would travel to Nairobi and speak more about it. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.